guys, this is a non-lock related video, but some people may find it interesting. Wayne Winton did a video on the tool bag that he carries around for his installation jobs for locks, repairs, and things like that. And I thought I would do a video of my voice and data tools. My full-time job is in IT department, so I don't use this stuff as much as I'd like to, but when I do a wiring job, this is all that I carry with me. The bag, this is a canvas riggers bag. Purchased it online. I like it because it's got all the outside pockets and the tools stay where you put them in the outside. I've had a lot of bags where the bag falls over, the pockets aren't right for what I need, just different issues, and I've settled on this. I wish the inside was a little bit bigger because there's a lot in here, but so let's start with in here. This probably, if I had to pick one tool that I couldn't live without, it would be these. This is a toner for tracing out wires that are not labeled, mislabeled, don't know where they go. You put this on the end of the wires with either the clips or you plug it in the phone jack. Turn the switch to tone. And this is really just a speaker with a plastic tip on it, and trace it out. Invaluable. One of the first tools I bought when I was doing wiring years ago. This is a telephone test set used for checking dial tone, testing phone lines, listening for static, noise, etc. Gotta have that. Cross connect wire. You can see all the different connections there. I've got this in about 12 different colors. This is the one I use normally. Parts kit, just like with locks, gotta have all your different screws and fasteners and clips, things like that. And when these spill, just like your pin kit, it's horrible. I was doing a job, my helper kicked it accidentally, it was on the ground. It took quite a while to go through it. This for when you're clipping the phone line on, you plug this in the jack and you can clip the test set right onto there instead of having to take it apart and clip on the wires. These gloves are really nice. Got these at my electrical supply house. Never seen them anywhere else. Maxi Flex, just a nice lightweight glove for when you're working in ceilings that are dirty. Another toner and probe. It's nice to have extra tools, either if you're working on multiple cables at once or if you have somebody helping you. Extra jumper wire. A lot of stuff always ends up at the bottom, just random things. I try to keep it cleaned out. Crimper for phone plugs and data plugs. Another tool I don't use all the time, one of my first. Gotta have it. Large screwdriver, self-explanatory. Use it for punching holes in drywall, things like that, just persuading things. Barely fits in there, but see, that doesn't belong in there. This is just a parts bag with some miscellaneous stuff. Just all the little stuff that you don't want to fall to the bottom of the bag, because when you need it, you can't find it. Adapters and clips and extra phone jacks. If I'm doing a service call, I'm not going to bring all my inventory necessarily, but half the time you need one or two parts and you don't have them. These tags are really good. I love these. The phone company uses them, and I got some myself. If you want to put a tag on a pair of wire, it's got a flag on it. Sorry about that. So you wrap it around whatever, just write on it. Actually, don't need that bag. Allen wrenches, small pairs of pliers. Don't use these all the time, but the second I take something out, I need it. It's just how it goes. Just miscellaneous phone jacks and things. So we'll start in the back here. 4-in-1, 6-in-1 screwdriver. I changed this out. I put the Milwaukee ECX bit that fits the square Phillips flat screwdriver. Screws for wall plates, electrical switches. Don't really do electrical, but sometimes you have to change something out at home. Punch down tool, 66 and 110 wiring blocks. Electrician snips, scissors. I have probably 6 pairs of these. I love them. I can cut just about anything with them. It's got the stripping notches. Cable splicing knife, short blade, long handle for leverage for slicing open cable jackets, or your finger if you do what I did once or twice. Little pick for removing wires from a block, or just have to get into something. And again, I've got a whole bunch more. Pick them up everywhere. And non-contact electrical tester for checking outlets, checking wires. Can wrench, this is for binding posts on telephone demarcs and getting into cabinets and things like that. Standard issue tool. This just another way to strip the jacket of the larger wire, rings around it, better than using a knife. Basic utility knife. Don't use it all the time, but say if I have to cut a piece of drywall or cut the wallpaper around a piece of drywall before I'm cutting out a box, I'll use this. Always carry a pocket knife anyway. But on the front here, markers, some small screwdrivers. This is nice, 1/4 inch hex magnetic bit. Got that at the electrical supply house. Pliers. I'm a big fan of Klein and Channel Lock. I use both Klein lineman pliers and Channel Lock crimpers. Again, don't use a ton of splices doing the telephone work, but these are great, and the wire cutter on this is excellent. These here, always very important to check your outlets before you plug something in. I've heard stories of outlets miswired, blowing up phone equipment. Don't want to do that. Another cable stripping tool. It's got slots for different sizes. These tools are for Panduit jacks. They don't require a punch down tool, but you have to use the tool to terminate them properly. Keys for electric panels and things like that. Phone cabinets and stuff. A couple test loop back adapters. Sharpie markers. You can never have too many of those. Klein cable cutters for large cable, 25, 50 pair, SO cord. Pair of Klein channel locks, tongue and groove pliers if you want to be technical, because channel lock is channel lock. Now I could probably take those out of the bag. I don't think I've ever used them, but you never know. Adjustable wrench. Long screwdrivers. I like these for working in around panels because you can get into things. Cabinet tip and a number 2 Phillips. Another telecom specific tool. This is a hex booth wrench for opening network interface boxes. It's got a little pin head in there. I also have a set of these security bits, which are good for sound equipment and a lot of other things, and they do have that size. Telephone long nose pliers for crushing wire and getting into blocks. Electrical tape, more screwdrivers here. I think this is an insulated one. This is a terminal screwdriver. Mini mag light with the LED upgrade kit. I've done this to all of mine. Hope it works. Yeah. I have a habit of accidentally leaving the batteries in. Magnetic level for making sure jacks are level, everything like that. Mini hacksaw, another one of those tools you didn't know you needed, but when you don't have it, you wish you did. My uncle's a plumber, got me hooked on these a long time ago. Cable ties, you never have too many of those. Drywall saw, this is great. This is a Klein. It's sort of weighted so you can put some force into it. If you're cutting double thick drywall or something, you need something like that. Extremely handy and a good self-defense tool. A few more pairs of telephone long nose pliers here. These are for 709 splice connectors. They will splice one pair at a time, so you crush it in there. And these are for Scotch lock splices, which are the clear colored red or yellow look like little buttons that are made by 3M. Move this around here. Sorry, Bill, I'm not using the tripod today. Old pair of Klein long nose, good for looping wires and things like that. Just good heavy duty. Wire strippers. Again, Klein. The red ones are for stranded, blue are for solid. These are really nice snap-on diagonal cutters. Orange, so I don't lose them, and not very many people have them. A little bit different kind of a cutting edge. Probably use my snips more, but more regular screwdrivers. This is a 6-in-1 tap for various threads if you're chasing a rack screw or an electrical outlet box, something that got messed up. Important to have. And you can use hand taps and a wrench if you wanted, but this is much easier. scratch all, marking holes, putting in anchors, nut drivers, pretty self-explanatory, some smaller screwdrivers. Now these are not Klein, these are Enders, and Enders is one of my favorite tool companies. They're made in America in a town in Iowa or Minnesota, forget which. Been around a very long time, recently purchased and rescued. So we did a group buying garage journal to show our support for them, and I've used these. They don't wear out. They are great. And in talking to the owner, we may do some custom ones with the cushion grips because I like using those. You know, if you're up on a ladder or something and you want to get you put the screwdriver in your back pocket and it's easier to grip, that sort of thing. This thing probably weighs 25 pounds if I had to guess. It will definitely set off the seatbelt alarm in the car if you put it on the front seat. I'm not one to take stuff out or add. I pretty much have everything I need in here. I have other bags with other stuff over here. This one's got drill bits and testers and extra stuff. Just depends what I'm working on. If I'm just doing a service call, I'll grab this, put a few tools in my pocket. But like anything else, you sort of know what you have. I know where everything is at all times in here. I know exactly where, what pocket something should be in. And it's taken a few years to sort of get the setup that I want, but I think this is good. Now, if I did come across the old Bell System fiber briefcase that those guys used, I would get one of those. But they're about $250 brand new. So I think I'll stick with this. It's a lot cheaper, and it probably holds more. But the only thing, you're walking into a building and you knock into something with this, and I was never liked carrying the tool belt on my shoulder. So I think that's about it, guys, and have a good one.